Who do you think would win in a speed test between the two of us?
Hey, it's gonna be tough.
Hi, I'm Damian Willemse.
Hi, I'm Gio Aplon, and this is Bound by the Jersey. What has been your most memorable game for the DHL Stormers?
Oh, most memorable game. I would say my most memorable game would be the one in the 2020 season, just before COVID, against the Hurricanes. At Newlands. I think that was
Something specifically happened, or?
We beat the Hurricanes, the first game of the season, I think it's just one of those games where everything came together. We had a very good season after that, or leading up to that, after that, until COVID struck. I scored an intercept try, ran all the way.
Oh, the long one.
Yeah, the long one. Yes, ran all the way up Newlands, and just hearing that crowd, that Newlands crowd in the end of the corner there. It was just one of those moments that I'll definitely cherish. I managed to play with Jamie Roberts, our first game together as well. Yes. So I think that's definitely one of the memories and great memories that I will keep and cherish as a DHL Stormer.
I think my most memorable game is probably I've only played at Newlands, but I would think the Brumbies. 2013, I think. Yeah, it's been a long while. And like you said, just the crowd, man, 40,000 people just going. It's I think Newlands it's been unbelievable. It's almost like it feels like an earthquake when you're running through and all those people are shouting. And that was the memory for me. I think it is 2013.
I think I remember that game. You inside ball.
Inside ball.
1-2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's one. Here we go. Okay, who has been your toughest opponent to tackle on the field?
Any New Zealander, but back in the day it was Super Rugby for me. I would say Rene Ranger. I think he's the club where he bumps me, and I think he bumped a couple of guys. But I would say he was tough. He could hand off, he could step you, he could bump you, and I think for me personally playing opposite him, he was one of the toughest opponents. There was others I think I played against Sivi Vatu, that was also tough, and other guys. But I think personally Rene Ranger was one heck of a player to get hold of.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I think I was about 19 years old when I started playing Super Rugby, and we went to Dunedin, and I played against Liam Squire. I don't know. I think their plan was just for them to pick up and come into my channel, and Liam Squire ran at me once or a few times. And for me, I felt like he's been one of the hardest guys to hit. I've played against Messam as well, Brody Retallick. They're also tough guys, as you said. Any New Zealand oak, when they charged on.
But Liam Squire had a reputation of being
Liam Squire was tough, and he obviously had that acceleration. But I remember
the first time. That's a forward against the back.
But he's a tough man to tackle.
Oh, for sure. Next up. Both of you enjoy a round of golf. Which rugby players would you choose for your ideal four-ball? Interesting.
Okay, I think that's quite easy for me. I would go Franco Mostert.
Yeah, he's proper.
Faf. Who else would I go with? Franco Mostert. In our team, we had the Stormers, who's a good golfer. Netling Verscheer. Netling's a good golfer. And myself. That would be a four-ball. Yeah, I think that's a great four-ball.
That's a winning four-ball.
That's a winning four-ball.
It depends on, for me, it depends on if I want to laugh and if I want to have serious. If you want to have serious, you probably get guys like Skalk Brits, Skalk Burger, for Rida Pre, Victor Medford, those guys can probably play. But if you want to have a proper laugh, you have to have Juan de Jong, Brian Abana, and Zane Kirstner, Obrit, Burt, and Francis in your four-ball. Then you're going to have 6 hours of golf. It's going to be proper ball searching and everything, but you will enjoy the day.
Om met die Janne vermaak?
He's proper. You can do both. You can do both, but you need a Juan de Jong who always thinks he's in the game. You need him.
No, class. Okay, maybe we should do a game, eh?
Huh?
Maybe we should do a game.
Maybe.
We should play a game. Okay, for both of us. Okay, who do you think would win in a speed test between the two of us?
Hey, it's gonna be tough. I mean, yeah, you've got a double World Cup winner here. Scored a lot of intercept tries. They couldn't get hold of him. He's young enough. If it's now, I would say Damian Willemse.
Nah, I disagree.
I think he's quick.
To the camera.
And the beat touches, I mean, must put that in there.
No, Joe, you're quick. I don't think I've got that top or like acceleration speed. I think I got a bit of in range.
Just keep going.
Yeah, to keep going. But yeah, I think both of us got that instinct to like when we get the balls to get off the mark and just go, and then obviously get that endurance.
But you're deceptionally quick. People think, he's not that quick, but you can go.
Yeah.
I mean, Caleb Club will testify about that. You can go.
Yeah, just never give up. Eh?
Exactly, you can go. Tell us about the last game you played at Newlands Stadium.
Oh, the last game I can remember is against the Cheetahs. I think the last game I played was against the Bulls. I think we lost that game. But yeah, such great memories, you know, regardless of, you know, the result. I think always what I'll take away from playing at Newlands, it was obviously always an honor and a privilege to run out for the DHL Stormers. I was lucky enough to do it, you know, since I got out of school at a young age, and not a lot of players and, you know, obviously young guys coming through now got that experience or like opportunity. So yeah, my last game was definitely a memorable one, one that I will obviously cherish and keep with me for the rest of my life. I mean, you know, I've played almost 40 Super Rugby games there, and yeah, I mean, it's one of the best stadiums I've played in the world. Twickenham's obviously up there, but there's nothing like that Newlands Roar. We just spoke about it, that try I scored. I hit that one drop goal, I think it was against the Cheetahs in the Curry Cup. It wasn't fans, but you know, it's still those small memories, you know. And yeah, I think the people just made it an incredible stadium. Yeah.
The people is special.
Yeah.
I think my last game was just before I went overseas, but I was also coming back from an injury and just wanted to play that last two games, and I think it was against the Sharks also. Unfortunately, we lost, but just that crowd and just that people complaining maybe after loss, we're not coming again, next week they're there again.
Yeah.
And that atmosphere, I'm like, I haven't felt that kind of atmosphere anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to stadiums where you hear the roar, where you hear the crowd and you hear the shouts, but at Newlands you could feel it. And I don't know, because I played for Western Province or the Stormers, that was the case, but you could just feel it. You could just feel like it's almost like your head is, your eyes is vibrating the way they're shouting, and unbelievable place, unbelievable stadium.
And it's quite weird, not weird, but like you get that bounce and that focus and intensity, and you almost like jump to another level of performance. Like your performances increases to like if you play at a different stadium or whatever.
You can't explain it. It's just,
if I run out at Newlands now, obviously the DHL stadium, I can feel like I play different rugby. Like I'm a different player. Like the stuff that I do, like
it's different.
I don't know. It's obviously it's a home, but
and it's funny you say that. Like I felt the same thing back. It's like even if you're struggling, there's just a moment someone makes the intercept and like the whole atmosphere just lifts. Yeah. And it gives you that intensity. It gives you that, I won't say purpose, but then you just want to go. Yeah. And I don't know, and I can't tell you to X, Y, Z to get it, but it's I can't explain it. It's just you have to be there to feel it.
Yeah.
For any youngster out there.
Yeah. No. 100%. Okay, next one. As versatile players, for us both on the field, what's been your favorite position to play and why?
I would say fullback, because you don't chase a lot of kicks. As a winger, you chase a lot of kicks. Yeah. But just fullback, like at fullback, I probably learned the most of my rugby and of my rugby knowledge, because you can see the game. You see the game how it's moving. You see the defense. You see the attack. But you also have more freedom. You have more responsibility, because obviously you're the last hope. But then at the end of the day, you've got more freedom. You see the game. You've got, where the wing, I felt like the touchline was always like, I'm bunking my space here. Like, give me a bit of space. Yeah. Where at fullback, I just felt a little bit more freedom And like I said, yes, responsibility, but you could just see the game and you could just play a bit better and more. You could just anticipate a little bit better.
Yeah, and
yours?
You've got the vision for that. I mean, you literally can look at it. Where's the defense going to be? And then obviously with your speed, with instinct, with your speed, go bang, hit someone off the left or whatever, go chip and chase. But yeah, I mean, the same as you said. Obviously, like Coach Rassi and his coaching staff, you know, developed me into being a versatile player. Obviously, starting out as fly off, which I really enjoyed. And then obviously getting the opportunity to go to 12 and learn there a lot from Damian Willemse, who I worked with a lot here at the Stormers. Then Dylan also helped me while playing here and he moved to wing. So yeah, I think as you said, like obviously having that versatility helps your game so much and it develops you. As you said, a lot of responsibility because now you have to train 3 different skill sets during the week, and I don't think people understands what that takes, you know, not just from a physical perspective but mentally as well. And then as you said, just being able to direct the game and dictate almost from the back. And
so you like also fullback?
Yeah, I love fullback. I think fullback.
But I mean, like, I don't know how you do it, but I mean, when you play 10, when you play 12, when you play 15, I always use the word you proper. Like, it's not like, oh, he's helping out there. Like, when you play 10, you good, you control the game. When you're 12, you're physical, and when you're 15, so like I want to latch on a question like how do you do that? Like, how do you know? Because I know, and for me, changing from wing to fullback it took me a game. It took me like, okay, now finding my feet. But it looked like, and you at the highest level, at Springbok level and at URC level, it seems like you seamlessly go into it and you just carry on from where you left off.
Yeah, I think it's just about adapting. And
is it mental or is it physical, or how do you?
Yeah, I think it's both. I think it's more mental nowadays. Playing the game obviously through your head and adapting. I think that is probably the thing that helps a lot. Is being able to adapt quick and adapt at a high, as you said, we're playing at the high level. So yeah, and I think obviously like having guys like Damian Willemse, Henry Pollard, Francois Steyn, you know, legends of the game, really guys who I've stood behind, you know, especially in 2018. I didn't play a lot of rugby, but I got the opportunity to learn. I got the opportunity to learn from these guys and see what they are doing. And as I said, learning and then adapting and then putting it into practice.
In your mindset, say for instance, you played fullback last week and now double, or Rassi tells you, okay, we're going to play 12.
Yeah.
What is, because I know a lot of kids, they go, a lot of us go, I want to play 12. What is your mindset when they say, okay, this week you're 15, next week you're 12, next week you're 10? What is your mindset like when you're in there?
Yeah, I mean, it's might sound cliche, but it's like play the bounce and you know, like you know, almost you know, apply yourself and look at, okay, this week we've got Scarlets. This is going to be my role. I've got a certain role that I need to play this week. So this might going to need me to be more physical. I might have to carry the ball more. Next week I'm on fullback, so I'm going to have to counter a little bit more. So I'm going to have to play a different role. But yeah, I think it's all about, as I said, like it's a mindset thing. You have to apply yourself and apply to what's needed to the team. I don't think you can put yourself and be like almost in a sulking mindset. You need to be available for the team and whatever's going to make the team win. And if you can help, you know,
exactly,
you should do that.
And I think that 2018, where you sit behind people, that prepares you because you understand the privilege for you to play in that jersey. Then you don't sulk when you get an opportunity, or when it's 5 minutes, 2 minutes, or on the wing.
100%.
Oh, what has rugby taught you about life?
Oh, rugby's taught me a lot about life. I think the number one thing I would say is resilience. To be resilient and to not take it for granted. I think this past year as well, I've become so accustomed to playing every Saturday and having that opportunity and obviously working for it. And then being on the sideline and then coming back, getting an injury and then playing and then getting another injury. So not taking that for granted, being on the field, but also then appreciating life off the field. I think that is something that I think we as rugby players always get so stuck into. Is our job. So our job is the main thing,
take it off the
and it
field
will always
also.
be the main thing. But you know, we've got family.
You carry it with you, yeah.
We've got stuff outside of rugby that also needs that
attention.
kind of focus. Like when we're not playing, we should give 100% at home or to our recovery, whatever that is and might look like. But yeah, I would say definitely resilience, not taking anything for granted. And then yeah, I think just the enjoyment part of it will always be top priority, because if we're not enjoying what you're doing, you know, and loving it, we love the sport, we love the game. So yeah, I think that's it. For you?
For me, I think it's too, while playing rugby, it's probably the resilience, the discipline and stuff. And we always had a saying that you don't choose rugby, rugby chooses you. So you have to have those characteristics. You need to be resilient, you need to be disciplined, you need to be all those things, hardworking, adaptable. You need to have all those things to make it in rugby. And then rugby can say, listen here, you're a candidate. I can pick you. Because sometimes we say, I'm going to be a professional rugby player.
Yeah.
But you don't have one of those qualities. But post-rugby, the biggest thing for me was gratitude and privilege. To understand that, I'm grateful. Rugby taught me to be extremely grateful for what I have now, and even for what I don't have, because like you say, you've been used to so much, and you sleep in 5-star hotels, you fly business class, and then you hit post rugby, and you're like, I'm grateful even for this I have. Of course, even in this, there's people that don't have what I have. And then, I had a massive privilege to represent that. Yeah. I mean, I'm out here, and then I made an example the other day. Like, there's still not, from the start of being Springboks, or when the Springboks were born or established, there hasn't been 1,000 Springboks.
Yeah.
Like, there hasn't been
900 and something.
There's still 900 and something, and like if you look today, being a chartered accountant, there's 50,000 of them, and not to knock anything, but it is more difficult to become a Springbok or to play for the Stormers than to study 7 years of your life, go through the most brutal exams, and still make and make it. Yeah. So just to understand that privilege, that you've been there, you've played there, and understanding, it's been a journey, but and going also, I always say, like where I come from, there's 15 other kids that's been much more talented than I have. And when I went to university, there was 15 other kids that worked harder than me. Yeah. But I was lucky enough to play for the Stormers and to be in this environment. So if you understand that when you're 19 years old or 20 years old, when you go into the game, I think that understanding that from the start, then I think your career is good. And like you said, like when you get picked at 10, when you get picked at 12, don't suck. When you get 5 minutes here, when someone gets injured against Wales, you were warming up, you thought you're not going to play, then you're on the bench. That kind of things, and you said, this is my opportunity. Because I've been in environments where guys said, no, I need a match to prove myself. No, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. If you're grateful and you understand the privilege of where you are, I think that is what rugby taught me.
100%. Love that answer. Gio, thank you so much for your time. It was lovely to chat to you. Bound by the jersey. It's obviously great for us as players, with our 2024-25 jersey with everyone's names across the jersey, and to have this conversation and to just catch up again with the Stormers and Springbok legend. It means the world, and thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Cheers.